On the streets of Bujumbura, armed security personnel are everywhere. There is an uneasy calm in the city whose residents are still recovering from the violence last Friday, in which 87 people were killed. The government has accused opposition groups of carrying out the attacks on military bases.
It's wrong of the government to blame the entire opposition for the violence. They should name who is behind these attacks. No doubt the young men carrying out attacks are supported by people, but it's the onus of the government to tell us who they are.
Most of those killed on Friday were young men. In the hours after an early morning attack on military bases, security forces carried an operation in which they killed dozens of people they called enemies of the state. But the residents of Bujumbura tell a different story. They say the police killed many innocent young men. This is Nyakabinga, a suburb of Bujumbura. It's one of the worst affected by the killings. 21 people were shot dead here. Nodine Sibamabona's nephew, Emmanuel, is one of them. She says security personnel shot indiscriminately. Bullet holes are clearly visible on the walls of her house.
I am fearing for my life and my children's. If only I could get the means, I would leave Burundi right now. They are killing us like flies.
The military denies civilians have been targeted.
It's untrue that security forces killed civilians. These were the people who attacked our bases and who ran into these neighborhoods to get reinforcements. We never killed civilians.
At least 300 people have been killed since the violence began in May, which was triggered by President Pierre Nkurunziza's decision to run for a third term in office. More than 220,000 people have fled across the border. One of the world's poorest nations, Burundi has until recently been struggling to emerge from a 12-year ethnic-based civil war. That this is mainly a political conflict does not make it less violent or easier to deal with. Mohamed Ado, Al Jazeera, Bujumbura, Burundi.